Hello everybody and welcome to another amazing video of DIY investing. I'm so excited to share with you guys today's update. We are going to be talking about one of my favorite projects going into this next cycle. This is a project I've personally been working with over the last couple of years. They've continued to build inside of the bear market, making new improvements inside of their network, and I firmly believe that with these guys ultimately bridging inside of the AI trend, this is going to be a project set to explode very soon. We've already seen so much value proposition being created inside of the AI narrative, and with the ETF deadline soon approaching, we are about to see so much new money coming into the market, and I do believe that this is going to propel many of these projects into new all-time highs very soon. This is one of those projects I feel could do 100x growth over an entire bull run. So for today's video, we're going to break it down, explain exactly what I think is so bullish about this, why I think that this has so much long-term growth potential, and how we can look to be positioned early before this takes off. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and with that being said, let's jump right into this amazing video today. Alrighty guys, right off the bat, I wanted to start by talking a little bit about the ETF deadline. For a lot of those guys that don't know about this, the ETF deadline is tomorrow, so all of the people and applicants that are going to be applying for that, all of the big investment banks, corporations, so we are going to be expecting to see a little resolution for which ETF actually passes. So with that being said, I think there's going to be so much more money coming into the market very soon, and we need to talk a little bit about which projects, which marketplaces, which sort of narratives are going to be able to capitalize the most, and what could potentially give us some of the biggest ROIs given the entire bull run. One of the most important investments I've personally made going into this next cycle, something I think is going to be providing some of the biggest returns over the next couple years, has been AI. And I think it's very important we're understanding a little bit about the value proposition that this can unlock, because I actually use AI every single day. Every time I'm making a YouTube video, I'm using AI in some degree. It's how I grab hashtags off of the internet. It's how I find trending things inside of Twitter. It's how I do so many different things inside of, my business, replying to emails, things like that. And I find it so valuable. And that's why I think that we need to talk a little bit about which projects could potentially scale when this money comes into the market. If we're talking by 2030, the total market cap of AI being $2 trillion, we're coming over here and looking at what the total market cap of AI is today in the crypto space. It's sub $10 billion. So the amount of growth we could potentially see, and keep in mind that this is just crypto, so we don't expect this one thing to be at 2 trillion, but even if this was at like $1 trillion total market cap, that's a significant increase in value just over the next few years. Now the coin we're going to be talking about today, the main project is Akria. Now with Akria, I've been working with these guys all the way back inside of the last cycle. I was working back with these guys in 2021 when they were first starting to build this project, and it started out as just kind of a middleware for being able to transfer data, bridge data from centralized to decentralized servers and databases. Now they've grown so much more, and we just recently had an airdrop for all of the people that were actually holding this token. So I know a lot of you guys hold this, a lot of you guys have been asking me for updates, and I just haven't had anything to say, but I have a lot of updates to give you guys today, and I'm super excited to share them. Anybody that was holding Akria got their new AI token airdropped, so make sure you guys go check it in your wallet. If you guys go over to the Binance Smart Chain scan, you guys can actually go over and scan your wallet address and you can see it. So make sure whichever wallet you're holding your Akria in, you're going to have this token in there as well. And it literally did 5x on the opening day of launch, and it's just continuously maintained higher highs from here. So keep in mind guys, the liquidity is fairly small and it does have a small market cap. So the big thing I want you guys to understand is looking at the total market cap only being $2 million. I mean, for a 50x, it only has to go to $100 million in total market cap, and for a 100x, it only has to go to $200 million in total market cap. So I do think that with these low cap cryptos, if we're going to see one of these actually bridge the gap, actually get adoption inside of these narratives, then I think that there's going to be a lot of money to be made. Now, I've believed in Akria the whole time. Ever since they launched on Binance, they've been uptrending. This is still just the early beginning of this cycle, but they have great volume to line up with all of this, and I do think that this is going to continue to perform well long term. Now, coming over here and talking a little bit about their AI market, this is really where I think the value is going to be made. Keep in mind, guys, that this is still the very beginning. They're still building a lot of this stuff, but the amount of work that they've put into the bear market just gave me more confidence that this is going to be a project that I continue to believe in. Like I said, guys, when these guys first reached out to me and wanted to work with me, I was confident enough to do it because of the fact I really believed in the data transfer. I was a believer in Chainlink. You guys already know I have a big time investment in Chainlink. I've been a big time believer in Chainlink ever since the beginning of 2020. So investing into Chainlink, I've just maintained all of those investments I originally accumulated. So I believed in what we're talking about when we're transferring data from centralized to decentralized servers, because we're going to have the whole Web 2 world moving into Web 3 being blockchain. So we have to have some of those mediary projects that are ultimately going to bridge that data. And with these guys, not only do they have their bridge to bridge the data to provide that network of transfer, but now they're building their AI model to be able to absorb that, to be able to learn more and be able to make, even more creations inside of their marketplace. So far their data providers are Google, NASA, Netflix, NFL, and Spotify. I'm sure they're only going to continue to add more from here. This is just the beginning of everything. But when we're talking a little bit about things that I find value in this, we got to come down here and look a little bit about some of the examples of what people are going to be able to do. So imagine being able to use AI and find different sort of trends, being able to create different sort of, articles, all from the use of just AI itself. Not even you have to search anything. You're just asking or telling AI to do certain things and it does it for you. Like I said, guys, I literally use AI every single day. And in the later part of this video, I'm going to give you guys an example of what I actually use it for. But my favorite thing or example on this list is coming down here and looking at the trending YouTube video statistics, because this is something I'm doing every single day already. I'm already looking and studying my own analytics on YouTube, trying to understand how I can get a better advantage on the market, trying to see what I did in the videos, maybe didn't get a good reaction or my viewership wasn't as good, trying to figure out why that was. And these are examples of the way that you're going to be able to use this AI model to be able to find advanced data inside of the market. So imagine seeing all of these different trending videos every single day. You can see the narratives that they're behind, which ones are starting to pop off, because you're able to actually see which narratives are taking off, or what I should say, what trends are being popular. It gives you the advantage to be able to make videos and specifies content around those narratives and trends. And I think long term about crypto. If I'm looking at using AI to potentially harness the power of crypto, the best way to make money in crypto is to be early to trends. I see people make 1,000x returns constantly just because they're early to meme coins and low cap cryptos. The only way you can be early to those is simply to have a strategic advantage over the market, whether that's you're early to specific Telegram groups, whether you know a specific influencer that has insider knowledge, or whether you can use AI itself to be able to learn about these early trends, new listings, new cryptos that people are talking about, trending hashtags and things like that. And that's the real value that I see inside of AI long term. Like I said, guys, we're looking at the total value of AI currently being at, sub $10 billion. And we're looking at the long-term proposition being nearly $2 trillion by 2030. So a lot of my personal investments into AI have already started to pop off in a big way. And this is one that I still think can do so as well. Now, be forewarned, I've been holding a Korea since the last cycle. I've been participating in this just as long as all of you guys have. So I did get some of this in the airdrop, just the same as anybody else that was holding the Korea token right here. But understand that I'm also going to be accumulating more. This is a project I think still has a lot of upside potential. And since the liquidity is fairly low, I'm not going to be able to just buy it all at once. I'm more or less just going to be laddering into a position here. If we do get any sort of pullback, I'm 100% going to be investing into that, buying any sort of dip that we're going to get, because I do think that the AI marketplace has a lot of value long term. Like I said, guys, it's literally the beginning, so there's not a lot to be available here. But if we're talking about the way that you can earn money inside of the market, you guys could literally make your own data assets inside of the marketplace using AI, the trainable model that they have, and then you're able to actually sell a lot of those long term. Like I said, guys, I was going to share with you how I use AI to give you guys an example of that. But if we're talking about how you can use AI, so I use AI a lot to write emails and things like that, and this is an example of why I think it's so valuable. So a lot of you guys, have to do the same sort of stuff every day, and I'm going to be able to save you guys so much time by sharing with you guys some of this, and I think it's just kind of interesting and further a reason why I believe in AI so much long term. So you can tell it to do anything. Write me a Twitter thread about Bitcoin and how going to be the most profitable investment in the history. Include trending hashtags and emojis. So all you have to do is just write these short descriptions and it will do exactly what you're saying. And the cool thing about AI is the more you do it and the more that you specify changes, it learns from how you're actually, training it. So that's the thing when we're talking about the learning model over here. It works the same sort of way. The difference is ChatGPT has basically years worth of data that they have been training it with, whereas Akria is just more or less starting out. But if we look here, all I said was write me a Twitter thread about Bitcoin and how it's the future. And it wrote me this entire thing where you can all you have to do is just copy and paste these onto Twitter, and you're going to have, this multi-slide Twitter thread that you can actually inform people with. So that's just one example of how you could use it. I use it personally to write emails. So if you needed to write an email about something, whether that was like an advertising email, whether that was an informational email, you could just say, write me an email about how crypto about to break out and go into all-time highs. People that aren't buying now will miss out. So from here, it's going to just more or less do the exact same thing all over again. But the thing I love about this is, for example, I'm a high school dropout, so like my grammar might not be correct 100% of the time, and I might not know how to spell certain things sometimes, but I can use AI to do all of this for me, and it does it better than I would have done. It does it in 5 seconds, and I would have taken 30 minutes to write this out, and it wouldn't have even looked this good, nor have been this informative, and all I did was tell it one sentence. So this is just the example of why I find so much value in AI. I genuinely believe that if we're talking about the ETF deadline and the approval of that ETF coming very soon, all the markets have been taking off. We've seen all of these different tokens taking off in a big way. A lot of altcoins have finally started to break out of their entire bear market bottoms. And now with the launch of their marketplace, the more people that end up using this, the more data that passes through their bridge. I firmly believe that this is going to be a project that ends up holding a lot of value because I'm looking to be positioned early inside of the AI trend. I was already early to Akria. It's already done well long term. When we're talking a little bit about all of the airdrop tokens that recently happened, I'm personally investing another 5,000 into this project because I want to actually hold a little bit more exposure. At 100 million in market cap, that's a 50x. I think that that's doable considering it really doesn't take that much money to propel the price to those sort of levels given a true sort of bull market. I firmly believe that we're about to see a lot of new money coming into the market, and it's all centered around the ETF. Once that gets approved, it's pretty much open the floodgates for all of the new money to flood in. A lot of new adoption is going to be happening. Now, aside from talking about AI, they've actually had a lot of upgrades inside of the ecosystem, so a lot of people weren't following along with this project, and I can tell because of the fact they were so confused about when they launched over on Binance. Everybody was emailing me saying that they didn't know where their tokens were and stuff. So I know a lot of people weren't paying attention, but in the entire bear market, all they continue to do was add more support, and every single one of the things that they added had everything to do with data. Now, I really want to petition that these guys make some sort of trading interface so I can actually trade NFTs and track the prices, because they've already have the Akria marketplace, they have the NFT pilot to be able to track mints, to be able to track different trending NFTs. They have the token tracking app, they have the floor checker to be able to track token floor prices of NFTs, and now they have the Akria wallet coming soon. So all of this is more or less centered around data, but I really would like for them to actually add the interface to be able for me to chart different things, because if they were able to do that, I would personally use that full time for charting NFTs. I haven't been able to find a very good source for charting NFTs yet, and I'm going to be talking about them about potentially getting that approved as well, because this is a project I really do believe in long term. In the beginning, I believed in Chainlink, and these guys were looking to do kind of a similar sort of thing, but as the time has gone, they've grown so much inside of bridging that data, and now with them launching the AI token and marketplace, I just firmly believe these guys are going to continue to build a lot of cool stuff long term, and I want to get them to build some charting tools for me so I can actually use some of this stuff a little bit more accordingly with how I like to use a lot of this data. Now, like I said, guys, I'm going to be buying a little bit more. I do think that this is going to be taking off long term as well, so I kind of want to get in before, the market cap gets more overvalued, before everything starts to take off in a big way, because I want to be in most of my positions before all of this ETF approval, before the Bitcoin halving, because once the money starts rolling in, you don't want to be trying to, chase everything. I like to just be early to the narratives beforehand, and this is a narrative I think is going to be taking off. So if you guys want to check it out, links are in the description description. Go ahead and look at all of those. I'm going to link every single one of these inside of the description, all of the websites we covered, so you guys can look at everything and make your own decisions from there. With that being said, thank you all so much for the support. Thank you all so much for the new subscribers we've been getting. I really appreciate everybody. It's good to talk to many of you. It's good to engage with many of you. And it's good to see so many new faces inside of this market as we look to make this life-changing profit over the course of the next couple years. Lots of profit to be made. I've done it for myself. I've helped my family do it. I've helped my friends do it. And my most important goal is to see you guys that follow this channel do the same thing. And this is one of those things that I think could actually play out in a big way. So thank you all so much for tuning in. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. As always, peace out.